Hey everyone, happy Monday morning. I am Carol Williams with Williams Immigration, back with another Monday morning edition of Beyond the Soundbite, where we talk about all things U.S. immigration. So, you all know I'd like to dive right on in. And the very first thing that I want to talk about is H-1B cap season. So, the individuals that were selected back in end of March, beginning of April, those applications, those cap subject applications were due June 30th. Immigration has processed those cases. They have looked at the number of cases that they have in their pipeline. They have done all the math, and they have determined that they do not have enough cases right now. Right now, in order to meet the caps that they have to meet. So they do not have enough cases to meet the 65,000 regular cap, nor the 20,000 master's cap. So what that means is last Thursday, July 27th, they announced that they would be running a second lottery, specifically because they do not have enough applications submitted to meet those mandated caps. So if you registered for the lottery back in March of 2023, go in and check your My USCIS account. Immigration Service has said their timeline is, quote, soon. Anecdotally, we have seen some things come through My USCIS account. So go in and check your My USCIS account, and you want to check to see that your status is now saying selected. If your status is now saying selected and previously it was not, it means that you have been selected in the second round of this year's H-1B cap subject lottery. So run, don't walk, and check your My USCIS account. USCIS has told us that they will let us know when they have made all of the selections. So until I tell you that they have made all the selections, keep checking. I would check once a day. That's what I'm doing for my clients that didn't make it through the cap the first go round. So to be clear, because I get this question whenever there's a second or third cap, whenever there's a second or third lottery done, this does not apply for individuals that did not submit a lottery registration in March of 2023. So this is not your opportunity to submit a lottery registration and get yourself selected. This second running of the lottery is only for individuals that placed themselves in the lottery in March of 2023 through the My USCIS account system. So a couple of reasons why we may be looking at a second lottery this particular cap year. Could be that multiple offers were made to one individual, multiple offers from different companies. That individual chose to work with one company. More than one of those companies that wanted to work with this individual may have been selected in the cap lottery. So now we have open lottery spots. 2, could be that there was possible fraud happening within the lottery system, having multiple registrations for the same individual with the same company. So all of those were then thrown out, thus leaving open slots, leading to the second lottery. Could be that some applications were simply denied. They were processed, they didn't meet the H-1B requirements, and the USCIS simply denied those applications, but that then leaves open slots for additional H-1B applicants. It could be that some people were selected and just simply didn't file on time, again, leaving an H-1B slot open. And CIS has indicated that they have looked into allegations of fraud, and they have revoked some applications that had been previously approved. So again, that opens up slots. So all of these things combined opened up enough slots where they felt that they needed to run a second lottery. So again, USCIS has indicated as of last Thursday, July 27th, that they are running another lottery for the H-1B cap season. So go into your My USCIS account, dust off those login credentials, go in there and see if your status is now saying selected. If your status is currently showing selected, where it was not showing selected before, you are now eligible to file your H-1B application. If you are unclear, need help, if you were selected, you need help getting that H-1B application filed, feel free to reach out to my office. We are happy to have a conversation with you, set up a consultation, and see how we can help you get that filed. The second thing I want to talk to you about also involves the My USCIS account. So if you have set up a My USCIS account and if you have filed for a work authorization on Form 765 so that you ultimately get an EAD card, an employment authorization document, or you have filed for advance parole, which is a travel document using the Form I-131, USCIS is expanding a program that they currently have that will allow you to log into your My USCIS account and get personalized status updates on your cases for an EAD and advanced parole. So what does that mean? It means that shortly you should be able to log into your account. And again, this assumes that your case is linked up to your My USCIS account. You'll be able to get an estimated wait time for your particular case decision. You will also see a list of milestones in the case, including receipt of your application, your biometric appointment issued if you need a biometric appointment for your application, and that a decision is pending on your case. Those last three, there will be a check mark system. And, if it's checked off, it's been done. If it's not checked off, it hasn't been done. So you'll be able shortly to log into your My USCIS account and get a really personal and customized status update, which is fantastic. So we are waiting for that to go fully live. But it is always a good idea, if you have not done so, that you can always link your, when you're filing, if you would like to link your cases to your My USCIS account. The next thing I want to talk to y'all about there's a rule or proposed rule. It's not rule yet. It is a proposed rule from the Department of State. The Department of State oversees all of the consulates outside of the United States. So they have a proposed rule that they have issued, and it is they are proposing to allow attorneys, interpreters, and other third parties to attend some, not all, appointments that occur at the consulate. Some of those appointments being applying for a passport and applying for a consular record of birth abroad. They will consider opening this up to other types of appointments, but those are the two that they have specifically outlined in the rule. Currently, third parties are not allowed into consulates overseas. Part of that is certainly a security issue, and it could also be a space issue, quite frankly. But they have released a proposed rule to allow some third parties, including attorneys and translators, into the consulate for very, very specific appointment types. So far, we're looking at issuance of U.S. passports, passport applications, as well as consular report of birth abroad applications. So if you would like to provide your comments to the Department of State on this particular rule, the comment period they will accept comments until September 25th of this year. So you have until September 25th of 2023 if you would like to respond to this proposed rule and comment to the Department of State and have them take your comments into consideration before they issue a final rule. And the last thing I want to talk to you all about this morning is another national interest waiver tip. So we know that the national interest waiver is one of the preference categories for applying for a green card. We know that we do not need an employer to sponsor the national interest waiver green card. Although if you certainly have an employer who's willing to sponsor you for your national interest waiver green card, that is fine as well. But it is one category for green card, employment-based green card, where you do not need an employer to sponsor you. Because it is a second preference category, a master's degree or higher is required. If you don't have a master's degree, then we'll have to show exceptional ability. And we will need to show that your proposed job, your proposed endeavor is that has both substantial merit and is of national importance to the US. Second, we'll need to show that you as the specific applicant are well suited and in a good position to continue in your proposed career path once the green card is issued. And on balance, third, we need to show that it is beneficial to the United States to waive the normal requirements. So the normal requirements in an EB2 category are that there is a job offer, meaning that there is an employer to sponsor you, and a labor certification application needs to be provided, which means that you have advertised for the position, obtained a prevailing wage, and that no U.S. citizen is qualified for that role. So those are the three main criteria. So a tip that I have, and it stems out of a question that I get pretty often, is how many citations do I need for a national interest waiver approval? And so the magic answer is truly there is no set number of citations that you need to have to be approved for a national interest waiver application. I always tell clients the more citations, the merrier. But if you don't have any, that is also fine. Not all professions require citations in order for them to move up in their, profession or to be well suited for their profession. Some professions don't, they don't have that whole citation thing going on. If your profession is one of those, if you're a researcher, if you're in that type of field and citations are a way that you are acknowledged by your colleagues, then certainly you're going to want to have more. But if you don't have any citations, it doesn't mean that you cannot get approved for a national interest waiver. But I always say the more, the merrier, if it makes sense for your profession. If you would like to talk more about the H-1B cap season that is still ongoing, or whether or not you qualify for a national interest waiver, feel free to reach out to my office, 954-903-1337, and we are happy to get you scheduled for a consult. You can also DM us through this app, and we look at all of the messages that we receive. I am Carol Williams with Williams Immigration. Have a wonderful Monday morning and a beautiful rest of your week. Bye.